He's able to get through without getting too injured, although he has a couple of bumps and bruises from the end of the regular season. There he is on the glass, trying to keep it alive. Again, he hit the deck, but the Nets a chance to extend the lead. Nachbar attacks the rack.
There you go.
So you see him make the threes, but he's become an aggressive offensive finisher.
Mike, I'm telling you, he's an excellent athlete in the open floor, and then he loves the dunk with strength. Take it with two hands when you have the opportunity. Defense rotating, negate it. Go strong.
50 year out of Slovenia. So Jason Kidd, Richard Jefferson on the bench, and the Nets bench gets the job done. The city in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Cleveland trails by 6.
Hi, I'm Kelly Hu, and you're watching the NBA on ABC.
Home of the NBA Finals.
And the Cavaliers take the lead by 1. Vanessa, their mom, helps with the Larry Hughes Foundation, promoting organ donation. She and he speak throughout the country, especially in the area here and in St. Louis, educating the public. Nachbar hits the three, puts the Nets on top. And Larry Hughes, as a player, has developed this year in Cleveland on Tuesday. Sasha Pavlovich passed it. Hughes feeling it. Comes up short. Jason Kidd, the rebound. 5 boards already for Kidd. Nachbar. He's a huge offensive part of this equation.
And it's easy. He takes everything in the flow. He's an outstanding shooter. He has a beautiful rhythm.
Got to rise.
He's leading a team in scoring with 12. At the other end, you have Nachbar and Mikey Moore coming in with good contributions for the Nets.
4 in the quarter for James. 16 in the game. Square at 65, 9 and 17 to go in regulation. Spurs game 1 next here on ABC. Nachbar. Boštjan Nachbar. He was traded for towards the end of last year and just sat, wasn't part of the rotation, but his confidence has grown throughout the season and has continued in the playoffs.
Right, the key there is not only himself that he's making the shots, but the fact that the players are looking for him. That's the big key because they know he is a major asset.
So you've got to make sure they get it because they can't go get a shot for themselves.
That's exactly right. Difficult to pass the ball to yourself.
You know, those other guys other than James, 5 of 12 in this 4th quarter. There's a trust factor developing, and in the 4th quarter of a playoff game, it's really magnified. Same true with Boštjan Nachbar, who takes the 3 for the Nets. You know, he missed a shot that would have won the Toronto series when Vince Carter passed it to him. Carter was criticized in the New York media after that moment in Game 5. Vince went right up to Nachbar before Game 6 and said, I'm going to give you the shot again. We're going to feed you. We trust you. 5 to shoot. Hughes draws defense, lost the ball.
Great deflection by right there. Jefferson and Kidd working together.
Final minute. Nets need points. Nachbar got the bust, did not get the layup, but gets the foul in the act of shooting.
Now, that is a late call, and no doubt about it, but from this angle, he was fouled. So it's the correct call. You're going to see him as he leans in here right now. Now it's got to go one way or the other. You just can't say that is a non-call. That had to be either a charge or it had to be a foul. It had to be something here.
Officials are human. They see that, and you see the play, and when it converts in a basket, they'll tell you by the book, well, we don't officiate that way. But human nature, you know. There had to be a reason the guy missed the shot that close, and the foul gets called. Nachbar makes the first, hasn't missed a free throw in the playoffs.
This game is like going to the dentist and say, take out all my wisdom tooth. I'm offering it up.
But somebody's going to feel good at the end. 2-point game.
I mean, is this guy, think about the last 25 games of the season when they were challenging, he played big. Now in the playoffs, the young guy is playing with such great confidence on offense.
Coming up in a couple of minutes. Suns and
as a franchise record in threes there. You saw that little graphic. All the areas they talked about being better in, they're doing a better job here tonight in the 1st quarter.
Here is Carter back in the game, feeding to Boone, who set a screen, and Nachbar over James on the closeout for a 3. And Nachbar has nailed that, and that is the 4th consecutive three-point hit for the New Jersey Nets to start this game.
How many times have we seen the ball go from one side of the floor to the other, and good things happen for New Jersey?
As Gibson comes the other way, gets him in that offense in a hurry. Marshall to fake on Moore for 2. Rebound by Wright, an aggressive young player out of A&M. Nachbar is open. They get it out quickly. Williams the assist. Nachbar hits another one from outside. And now that three makes him 5 of 5 shooting the three tonight.
Well, they've gotten uncontested three-point shots. Remember, Loris Frank told us before the game, Kevin, 10 of the 20 that they took the other day were contested shots. All 5 wide open.
They called it a two-point shot. It was a two-point shot by Nachbar.
And for RJ, it's Nachbar, left side three, and it's good. It's Boki Nachbar connecting.
New Jersey's lead now has been whittled down to 5 points.
Jerry Sloan, even though he has never been voted Coach of the Year, is a Hall of Fame level coach. These other coaches have yet to establish themselves at that level.
Oh, twice now. Once Vince Carter and now Boki Nachbar with the very favorable role with these home rims.
7-point lead once again for the New Jersey Nets.
Mark, how about the fact that New Jersey has played terrific, Cleveland's played awful, and Cleveland's right in it.
Boštjan Nachbar has really started to earn the trust bill of his teammates. In fact, in the Toronto series in the first round, 3 different occasions, he actually took what might have proved to have been the game-winning shot or not.
He's a portent of things to come in the NBA. Teams getting rid of big stiffs out there as we move away from the age of Shaq and getting to more skilled players, which is why Coach Frank for the Nets has come now with Clifford Robinson and given him a little bit of a look.
Yes, New Jersey going with a small look right now as Nachbar playing a little bit of the 4 spot.
Boki Nachbar has not had the type of game that you would expect from him the way he's been playing down the stretch run of this season.
Yeah, he's been a key contributor down the stretch. New Jersey going 10-3 down the stretch. Nachbar stepping through. Oh, that's that European semi-travel.
They would not have called that on a number of players in this game.
Well,
worrying about just play.
Doris, you're right on the mark there, and the fact that Mark was recently talking about the Cavaliers feeling sorry for themselves about the lack of respect. Mikey Moore inside the cylinder. They'll wave that one off.
that might have fallen. I'm not sure that one needed help.
It was going to come back down into the sewer pipe here. The reverse up and under play, just hang around. Your patience needed by the big man. But this is not about the referees. This is not about who gets voted on to the island. No, this is about who can play. And right now, it's the Nets who are just taking it right to. And this is not a good sign.
Here's Kidd on the pick and roll. Inside to Moore. As Carter goes into the locker room, Nachbar drives baseline, and Boki goes down hard. A hard foul by Anderson Varejao. Nachbar with a robust move to the basket.
Somebody from New Jersey should be asking the Cavaliers, how many times are you guys just going to hammer us as we come to the hoop?
Nothing easy underneath in the playoffs, Bill. Nachbar, meanwhile, at the free throw line for the Nets, an 81% foul shooter. Had a chance to speak with him recently about his national team duties as we now look at a landscape in the NBA, Bill, where 25% of the players in the postseason are international players. Nachbar, a member of the Slovenia national team, although he did tell me that because of the grind of the NBA, he won't be playing for Slovenia in the European Championships this summer. He told me that he's been playing international basketball for the last 7 years in a row. That's a grind.
The pace and the energy and effort that the first unit has established, well, you got to shorten the leash. Put those guys back on the bench and hold them accountable.
Nachbar with a very friendly rim.
9-6, the Cavaliers lead here in the first quarter with 6:40 remaining. Nachbar going baseline, and he's fouled.
Well, see, that's why he's a tough cover for Varejao, for Gooden, for Big Z. How are you going to guard him? Because of his three-point capabilities and his ability to take the ball off the dribble, he's going to keep the big men in between. Right now, Varejao's not quick enough to stay with him on the perimeter.
So Varejao committing the foul, and Nachbar, who became the Nets' 6th man in January and averaged 14 points a game in the last month of the regular season. The Nets went 7-2, hits the first free throw.
You know, right now Vince Carter is 1 of 5, and I'm going to say out of the 5 shots, maybe the one that he made, the layup, being aggressive going to the basket, he needs to be aggressive and take Sasha off the dribble and stop fading away. You know, there was a switch with Big Z on him, and he took a weird drive to the lane.
This is game number 4, best of 7. Cavaliers winning the first 2 in Cleveland, and the Nets impressive in winning game 3 on Saturday. Nachbar fouled. Moore with a good pass to Boki Nachbar, who will go to the line to shoot 2.
Jefferson on his hip and just uses his athleticism to kind of jump over him and make the shot.
TNT has playoff doubleheaders through Wednesday, but also on TV, ESPN Thursday. Detroit at Chicago, game 6 if necessary. And Utah Golden State, same story, game 6 if necessary. And ABC Sunday, playoff coverage continues, games to be determined. The Nets are perfect from the free throw line, 8 for 8. And they come within 1 point, now with 26 points, as you saw as we wind down to 3 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Cavaliers by 5. Carter, no look to Nachbar, lays it in. Pretty play by the Nets.
When he's down low against RJ.
All 5 Cavalier starters are in the scoring column. Only 2 starters have scored for the Nets. And Jason Collins on the bench with 2 early fouls. Nachbar for 3, and he's got it. So Nachbar, who had struggled, 1 for 7 from 3-point range in the last game. And Jason Kidd set him up for the perimeter shot. Nets leading by 1 now.
You know, a lot of things that are underrated by LeBron James is his court vision at 6'8", being able to see the floor. You've got to have big guys who have great hands. Drew Gooden's one of those guys that have good, solid hands.
And here's Nachbar hot with 2 threes in a row. So Boštjan Nachbar, and that's giving the Nets a big boost because they missed that in game number 4. And New Jersey up by 2. Here is Gooden, and Moore getting the rebound.
Now what those 2 3-pointers are going to do is going to open up the penetration for Vince Carter and Richard Jefferson.
How about a 3rd for Nachbar? He's got it. Boštjan Nachbar hits 3 in a row, and feeling it out here at Quicken Loans Arena, and Mike Brown wants to call a timeout. 3.5 remain in the opening quarter, and the Nets have 3 threes in a little over a minute to open up a 5-point bowl.
Well, we talked about this being their best small lineup is when Boki Nachbar is at the 4 position because of his 3-point shooting ability. He's going to stretch the defenses out so Vince Carter and Richard Jefferson and Jason Kidd can get in there. You talk about one person who is excited that this has happened, it has to be Coach Lawrence Frank, because Boki Nachbar has been struggling to this point in the series.
And as you pointed out, opens up everything for the penetration by Jason Kidd to set other people up. The Nets red hot, 3 of 4 from 3-point range in the early going, and that has quieted the flag-waving, towel-waving crowd here in Cleveland. But the Nets have to feel very good about themselves as Nachbar is on the mark, and Jason Kidd doing his usual terrific job of feeding, but also hitting from outside. So after 1 quarter here in game 5, the Nets lead 24-18.
Game 5 between the Spurs and Suns, series tied at 2, and later on inside, all the highlights and the post-game chatter. Now, back to you in Cleveland.
All right, Ernie, thank you very much. Pavlovich misses both free throws, and Nachbar hits a 2. So Nachbar with 11 points off the bench. And you remember, he came in when Jason Collins picked up 2 early fouls, and you remarked that that was the best lineup that the Nets had, and they proved you right. And the Nets outscoring the Cavs 20-6 off the bench, opening up an 8-point lead again.
When I come through, everything gon' stop. When I come through, everything gon' stop.
But what I like what the Nets have done, Jason Kidd, he started the tone by attacking the defense, and finally a Boki Nachbar sighting, 3 of 5 from beyond the arc, and the lone really bright spot for the Cavaliers.
Kidd backing in, Now facing the bigger people, and Jefferson strips it away. Here's Nachbar, and fouled by Gibson. So once again, the Cavaliers, and you could sense that the crowd wanted LeBron James to either drive baseline or take the shot, and he did not. It remains a 15-point lead for New Jersey. .34% shooting for the Cavaliers. LeBron James is 3 for 11 and has 14 points. And that's the first point of this fourth quarter for the New Jersey Nets. Nachbar making the first of two. So the Nets have been scoreless for 3:21. And lead now by 17.
James missed 6 seconds to Kidd. He'll get a good shot here. They all come to Jason. Nachbar. Knocked down. A three. They'll check it on replay because it went in at 0-0, but it looked good. It would be a 15-point lead and a 3-point field goal credited. And here's one peek at it. After LeBron James missed, he was scoreless in the second quarter. That shot was out on time. And Drew Gooden and the Cavaliers take a 15-point lead to the locker room. Here's Lisa with Drew.
Thanks, Mike. Drew.